It's hard to believe that Christmas for 2024 is already here, and I have a list of things that you should get for that special woodworker in your life. Item number one are these little paint pyramid things. They're plastic, you can link them together. You get like a bajillion in a pack. They're currently on sale for $16.99. Link will be in the description for all of these things down below. And I use these all the time, especially when I'm sign making or spraying lacquer on something. It just keeps it off of the piece of cardboard or your table, whatever you spray on. And it allows you to get the edges without anything sticking to what's underneath. These come in super handy, I promise you. Item number two, we have this little pry bar. Now, this thing is small, but it is mighty. I believe it's used in the automotive world to get panels off of doors and stuff like that. But in the woodworking shop, it is great for getting templates off of your piece of wood or whatever else you need. If you just cut your fingernails, you don't have any oomph to get anything up. This little guy, it's currently on sale for $7.99. But the original price is like $10. It is invaluable. I use it all the time in the shop. Item number trace. We have some knives. And these are the best knives that I have ever used. They are Olfa is the brand. And you just have your typical box cutter knife. The nice thing is you can get replaceable blades with the pack on Amazon. And they are super sharp. You can extend it long enough that you could sheath it, whatever you call that. And they're super easy to replace. You just pop them out, and if you ever need to, like this one has a bent tip, all you gotta do, break it off, dispose of properly, and you've got a nice, sharp razor edge. But this is a new product here, and this is also by Olfa, but is the 60 millimeter rotary cutter. So you've got a nice little protective blade cover so you don't cut your little fingies. And it's nice for cutting sheets of leather. And I can just run it right along my ruler and it's good to go. Keeps everything straight, very, very sharp. So I highly recommend using that blade cover.
Okay, number four.
Number four are two different things. So this is double-sided tape. Now, not all double-sided tape is the same. Let me tell you from experience. I have chosen to go with the X-Fasten brand. To me, it just works the best. You get a lot of bang for your buck. It doesn't leave any of the sticky residue, and it holds things very, very well. I have two different kinds, and there are multiple different reasons, but anytime I'm using a template or woodworking, 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna go with the 1-inch woodworking double-sided tape. But on the CNC machine, sometimes this is way better than screwing it down. Sometimes that's not an option, or using hot glue. This is super strong, but it also doesn't leave that residue as well. And then sometimes for bigger templates, like if I'm doing a 4-foot by 2-foot sign, I will use this instead of this just because it's wider. This is a 2-inch, this is a 1-inch, and it works really well with item number 2, the pry bar. Item number 5 is something that I use absolutely every single day in the shop, and that would be the lefty-righty fast cap tape measure. This one happens to be a 25-footer. Do you need that? No, but I like the heft of it just in case. It's packed with some features. You've got a pencil sharpener. The front, you can write down any measurement so you don't have to forget about it, or if you have dyslexia, that would come in super handy. So that way when you get back, you're not switching your numbers. It has a stop on the bottom, so you can do that. You can just hand hold it. Sustainer's 15.5 inches wide, or you can lock it down, just like any other tape measure. It does have a clip, and the nice part is it has a screw in there so you can take it off, which I will show you why that's important for me in an upcoming featured item. And the other one is the metric standard. This is super awesome if you are trying to learn the metric language versus your imperial. But you can see that you have imperial, and right underneath it is metric. So if I said something is 200 millimeters long, in my brain, I have no idea what that means. But using this, I can say, okay, that's almost 8 inches. And your brain will start to figure out what things are without knowing the exact. Again, this has the pencil sharpener. You can write it down. This is the 16-foot version. And as you can see, not much size difference. Obviously, this is a little bit bigger, but not a ton. Oh, and one other very cool feature is you can see on the back, they will say how wide the tape measure is. Why is that important? Well, if you're doing an inside measurement, you're going to take whatever your measurement is on the tape measure and add, in this case, 3 inches to it. Oh, that's how long that is. Okay, so the next item here are some digital calipers. Now, I've went and taken some from my dad's shop that are not digital, and I don't know who can read that, but more power to you. Now that we're in the 21st century, these are digital, which is super nice because it takes out the counting of all the little tiny dash marks. And yes, I know you can do that, but I don't want to. Time is money, and I'm gonna have it digitally read it out. This brand is the Mitutoyo, I think that's how you pronounce it. They're not cheap, coming in at retail for $165, but right now they are on sale for $132. But if you do laser work or CNC work or something that you need to be super precise, it is impeccable that you have a good set of calipers. I use it for setting or checking depth, inside and outside measurements. It also can go from inches to metric. So that is very, very nice. And it has a lock. So if you get a measurement that you like, you can lock it down. And that way, when you go to take it to the computer, in my case, to enter it into whatever I'm designing, I'm not going to lose it, which is awesome. I lost track of whatever number we're on. However, this one is a super special one, and there are a lot of different options. So my friends, Patrick and Michelle over at Leather by Dragonfly, have a plethora of different tool holding solutions. So let me go over them. Let's see where to start. So one of my favorites, which I don't think a whole lot of people know about, but it is very, very handy. And I like it when I'm breaking down sheet goods, just because it stays really close to my hip. But this is the Sidekick XL, and it has your tape measure holder. It has a nice slot back here for if you need to put a triangle, multiple different writing utensil holders. And if you're in the trades, you might need some needle nose pliers or any other supply. Usually I'll stick my knife in here when I need it. But that is the option. That's a Sidekick XL. Here we have their newest item, which is called the Wingman. And this is super nice because it has an extra pocket in the back. And if you use a delve square, or I like to throw my 4-inch saddle tee on there, you can add it here. So it stays on your belt. It's got a very, very tight clip, and you can add the different writing utensils. It's pretty basic, but there are a lot of times where all you need is a tape measure, a writing utensil, and or a square. And it also has a built-in place for a magnet, which is really nice if sometimes I'll walk around with my dust collector remote and I need it to stay right there. Next, we have what's called the Mini Sedge, and this is really nice for a lot of different things. I believe because of Sedge, it was originally designed to hold your dominoes for the Domino XL or the DF500, but I've used it in a lot of different cases. Actually, last Christmas when I was hanging Christmas lights, I had a bunch of these little clips that I had to put on there. So as I was up the ladder, I could reach down, grab them, and use it. So it's another little carrying tool, and it's made to go in conjunction with the other tools if needed also. And last, I was part of some of the design for this. Sedge came up with it, but I was able to help make some jigs and whatnot for Patrick and Michelle. And here, forgot my knife. There, that's where that usually goes. So here, this is probably your daily driver if you get any of these. And I use this almost every single day in the shop. In here you have a nice little pouch and that is where I take off that clip for the fast cap tape measure. That fits in there perfectly. And then on both sides you have magnets, which are very high powered. I mean, this is special designed for the Pica pencil. And in here, currently I have just regular lead, but if I'm working with walnut, I can change that out. That should be a bonus item. Stay on track. This slot here we have for the marker, just because there are times where I need to use a marker. And then over here I have a plethora of different pencils. I will put their website down below. Go check them out. They are wonderful people. They will do everything they can to make your experience the best it's ever been. I just feel like a kangaroo. Look at all the options. Item number 8. These are Forstner bits, and there are 16 of them in there. Now, yours, when you order it from Amazon for $99.99, which is a pretty good deal for these because you're getting 16 of them. But it's not going to say Cheney Concepts Forstner bits. Sorry, I personalized mine. But I believe I've had these for 3 years now, and they come in the nice carrying case. You've got all of the different sizes. They go from, what is this? 1/4 up to 2 1/8. So if you need anything bigger, I would just special order those individually, but super handy. Item number 9 is this little electrical kit. I don't know anything about electric, and I don't really want to. Well, I take that back. I probably should know a little bit more, but this little kit comes in really handy. So you've got the contactless, I believe is what they call it, voltage detector. So I'll use this to make sure I actually cut the power off, and the power that I cut off was going to that outlet. Sometimes that doesn't always happen. So this is basically for me to just check and see, is it hot or not? Sounds like a middle school love note. And then here you have your voltage meter. I would go in explaining that, but I have no idea because I have to YouTube a video every single time I use them. And the other thing not in my kit, I think my dad took it, is one that you'll put a plug in. You actually plug it into the outlet, and if all the lights are green, you're good to go. If one of them's not, you got to figure out what the problem is. Yikes! Next, we have a product called Boss Dog Wood Glue. So this is a glue product that was created by a woodworker, and it does phenomenal. One of the biggest things that I like about it the most, all the caps are twist. Instead of trying to break all the skin around your fingers to pull them open, you can do a nice easy twist top. The cool thing is the more you have it open, the more glue that comes out. The less. Pretty self-explanatory. But he's got the regular, he's got a dark, and then this one dries crystal clear. It's almost scary how well that works. But even more important, he now has CA glue or super glue, and this is tinted black. You can get thin, medium, and thick. And then this is the activator. Now, let me show you something real quick. This is the normal size activator from other companies. This is the person that you've heard about. Yeah, scary, I know. And now, coming in at number 10. All right, so the last one here, we have a respirator. Now, all of you have probably put on a respirator, and just let me tell you that not all are the same. So, as someone who is a larger male and has a beard, some of them suck, and this one does not suck. So this is the 3M respirator, and you can tighten it by putting it down like this. Well, let me show you. Pull this down, and you're locked in. Luke, I am not your father. Okay.
So that's what you do there.
And I currently have the 2097s on there, which is great for dust particles and all that kind of stuff. And all you got to do is twist it, take it off. And then these are nice for when you're spraying or you've got VOCs going on in the shop. I like to use this, especially for long periods of time. Even with Rubio, It is little to no VOC for Rubio Monocoat, but I like this if I'm going to be doing a large table, just in case. But all they do is snap on and you're good to go. But there's a bonus one, and let me show you. As a 6'5" person, I'm not going to lay on the ground, but these have saved me a ton. A lot of back pain, knee pain. I highly recommend you get an anti-fatigue mat. Now, not all of them are the same, so keep going down. This one here is a lot thicker, and it's honestly not as comfortable. This one, oh, back up. This one I highly recommend, and I will put the link down there also. And they're actually relatively affordable. You might not think so until you're standing on your feet all day and you go home and want to cry to your wife or your mother, or both.